the best way to start my day is this. Because this gives me an energy, an excitement that will carry through the entire week for me to carry through the activities that I need to do as a networker. Do you agree? Don't we have to be excited?
Yes.
Can we be energetic the entire week? We have to, right? Because we say it is about excitement. It is about living in that moment, correct? And that is why Sunday system is something too very, very important for me when I was just new in the business. And that's why my uplines told me, never missed a single system. Because if I missed one system, I have to go back 6 months of my journey because I have missed one. And it's like, why have to go back? Right? And that is why system is like in the blood, where the week is not complete without this. And that is why all of you clap because you are here today. All right? Now, what is required? Right? Now, someone is coming here, right? And you may have read all the messages. You know who's coming. Some of you may have heard him. If you are new, it's your first time hearing him for sure. But anyone who has been here, right, listening, hearing from him, I want you to empty your cup. Now, how to do this, right? So let's do this ritual where basically it helps us to be physically, mentally, emotionally 100% ready here for us to be ready to accept the person to come. So I want you all to close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. One more time. Breathe in. Hold for a few seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open your eyes and smile. Can I say everyone smiling? Right? Okay, good. All right. So to get started, right? Now again, your favorite device. What is it? Your mobile phone. Can we keep all of them silent, switch off? That is not important for the next 2 hours. Can we all do this? Can I get a confirmation that no phone should be ringing? No alarm clock should be on, because I don't want the speaker to be disturbed. Neither anyone in the room gets disturbed because of this, right? Now, anyone going out, I understand that there's something that we need to go to, like natural happens, right? But for the next 2 hours, humble request, please don't keep moving. Because if you're sitting here and you're moving, it disturbs people from here. And we are here for what? To get the maximum learning? Yes, I also want it. And that is why, as respect to everyone, please, right? Let's maintain that decorum, that we are not able to disturb others, because I understand, even from me, right? I'm also like that beggar who's hungry to learn, especially all speakers who comes here, because they will not come here to teach us. We all know the skills, I know that. But what we basically wanted to learn from them is the mindset that they carry on how they basically become from nobody to become somebody because of this business. And today, it is a privilege for me to talk about this person, where basically he started this business at his young age, in his early 20s. For sure, at his early age of 30s, he's a dollar millionaire for sure. Why? Because of the organization that he basically built when he started this business in India. So he comes from a background as an engineer by profession, And while he's still building the business, doing it along with it, while working in one of the biggest company in India, at the same time, working with the passion he has, because he loves to dance, he's a dancer, he's a model. Yet, there's a big dream to achieve something bigger in life. And that is why at his early age, he took a decision to be part of this business. Now, knowing his story, basically, whenever I met people coming to a presentation, like to understand what this business is all about, any young prospects comes, told me for a few reasons why they are not able to take a decision to do this, and not able to take or borrow or arrange money to start the business. I don't agree to it. Why? There's a live example of a person I know with the success stories he has, where at a young age took a decision without parents telling him to do it. Arranged able to money, which is not a small capital to get started at the age when he started. And with this experience and knowing his story, I don't buy any idea of any prospect saying, I don't have money to arrange to start a business. Because he may be sharing it to you, how he started and how he basically make it big today. And that is why for the next couple of hours, right, for sure, and I promised it to all of you, somehow, somewhere, there are lines he would say, the experiences that he shared, that me and you may have stuck somewhere else that help us to move through for this week, for the entire journey of doing networking. Are you all excited for this? I am very excited. And that is why today, he is an ISB. In his organization, there are V councils, meaning that there are people who are V ambassadors in his organizations. He not himself just a diamond star. There are many in his organization as a diamond star. What does it mean? Yes, of course, it's about money. It's about lifestyle. But one thing I love in this person is how he basically loved by thousands of people in his organization with that respect given to him because he added value to the organization. He added values to us that could help us go through one day we'll also become like him. And I'm very excited for this. And that's why whenever I take system, right, me myself will tell to my upline, let me talk about him. Because talking about him gives me that confidence, gives me that, it gives me that excitement, right? Because knowing him as a person, because he, at the same time, are in service here. He makes sure that every Sunday we have this. And he is the youngest, strongest pillar of VP Kavita's organization. So are you guys excited?
Yeah.
Right, sure?
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Right? So guys, help me welcome the Diamond Star, Raghu.
Thank you. How are you all? Good, good. Sit down, sit down. So, how many of you are attending this system for the first time? First time, yeah? Okay. I just want to know the vintage. Okay. We have three people. So, again, big round of applause to them. Welcome to the family. How many people below 1 month in the system? Okay. Below 1 month. Please keep your hands up. Please, please, please. Keep your hands up. How many of you 0 to 3 months? Okay. How many of you below 6 months? Okay. Perfect. Perfect. So how are you all? Good? Yes. Firstly, good morning. So I was in Thailand a few days ago. And I was in a place in Phuket where it was filled with a lot of Russians. Okay, there was only Russians. There were no other, I mean, very few people, very few tourists from other countries. Okay, and I was asking them why. They said the weather is going bad in Russia. That's why we're in Thailand, right? For us, the weather is getting good, right? You guys happy about it? Yeah? You don't seem happy. You guys happy about it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I was talking to a young gentleman outside. His name is Siddhan. Okay. I love his confidence, man. He's 11 years old. Okay. He's in his seventh grade. So I got confused. Why are you in your seventh grade? So he says, because I'm too good for fourth, fifth, sixth grade. Seriously, that's what he said. Okay. So he's been homeschooled, right? And 4 months, 5 months, each grade he just passed. So he's telling me that fourth grade was not required for him. We should put you in eighth grade, right? So he's in seventh grade currently. And few months ago, as I know, he was being taught about the stock market, right? At that age, I think he was 10 then, and has been taught about the stock market, right? I always hammer my dad that why didn't you teach me about putting some money in the stocks from that age onwards, right? Imagine if he starts today. I was telling him, do you invest? He said, I'm doing a simulator as of now. I said, you should invest. If you get any pocket money, you should start investing. You know what he says? I have a lot of money. I'm richer than my parents. Seriously, that's what he said. I have a lot of money, richer than my parents. Right? So, I mean, kids these days, especially Siddhan, crazy. So, how are you all? This is my icebreaker. Good? Okay. So, Magpie took the system last 2 times, yes? Yeah, did you learn something? Yeah, a lot? Okay. So we spoke about the industry the last 2 times, right? Not mistaken, industry. Okay. So I want to speak about something which is important for everybody sitting here, right? Whether you just started the business or whether it's been a while since you started the business. Okay. Now, basically, when we start this business, there's a lot of mistakes that are avoided, but we still end up making it because we might not know, lack of knowledge or lack of whatever, right? Maybe sometimes ignorance, right? We end up making a lot of those mistakes. So I want to cover a few things that people should usually avoid so that they're not stuck in the business, so that they don't struggle in the business. Is that cool?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. Before that, I always, before I start my system, because it's a very, limited crowd, I always open it up for questions. And I only give you like 20 seconds. Okay. So I open it up for questions for 20. If you have anything that you want to ask me, please feel free. If you want any topic other than what I am going to speak, please speak up. Okay. So 20 seconds starts now. Yes, always. You can control your expense as well by increasing your income. Yeah. So when I started the business, bro, my salary in Indian rupees was 24,500. My expense only for the loan I've taken for the business was 14,000. So I was surviving on 10,500. I don't know how, for almost 1.5 to 2 years before I started making considerable amount of money in the business. So your expense also can be controlled, but first you should increase your income, right? Increasing your income is the number one way that you get rich, not by investing, not by learning about different things, but increasing your income. Yeah. Okay. Is this Instagram knowledge? Okay. 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 Yeah, I mean, increase your income is, so I've always learned from Diggy Bhai that you should always focus on increasing your income. Get to a stage in your life where you don't care about the expenses. Yeah. If you try and control your expenses all the time, and you get the focus off from increasing your income, you start doing budgeting. This is a lot of people from East do, right? They save for a rainy day. And when you save for a rainy day, what do you get? A rainy day. So we don't need rainy days in our life. Yeah. Okay. 10 more seconds. Yes, sir. Good morning. Okay. Closing strategy. Has your upline taught you? That is the closing strategy. I also do the same thing. Okay. What your upline teaches you. There's the, see, this is one. Okay. Please sit down. This is the only question, right? Do you have any other question? Okay. So closing, everybody, see, at the end of the day, the biggest question to ask is, am I closed about the business myself? Am I 100% there myself? Okay. Am I 100%? All my questions are answered. I have no doubts. I have no kirkir. Right. If that is the stage, you will be able to close. It's not about what you say. It's about the confidence that you have for closing. Okay. So I'm sure your upline knows how to close. It's just the confidence and that the question that whether you are closed in the business. Okay. Anything else? 5 more seconds. Okay. So seems like nobody has a question. Everybody is maxing out. Yeah. So, the first 2-3 years of my business, I had made a lot of mistakes, knowingly or unknowingly. Most of them unknowingly, right? Most of you know that I didn't have a working upline for the longest time. So based on what I knew and what I saw in a system, I started implementing that in my business, and I struggled. Okay. For the first 3 years, I struggled a lot. And what I'm going to speak is about the points that made me struggle so that you don't go through the same thing. Fair enough? Yeah. First thing is, what made me struggle was I started this business with a doubt. Okay. I had a doubt in my mind whether this is it. So most of you know that I was a software engineer. I was in data science. Okay. I was working for a good company and I wanted to do my MBA and all that stuff, right? Now that plan was solid for me. For the longest time, I have told my parents, I have told my friends and everybody in my family that I'm going to be an engineer. Okay. And I'm going to go to the US. I'm going to settle down there with my sister. And then, let's see where life takes me. Now, when this business came in, now this business requires that kind of attention, that kind of focus, and that kind of decision that I am going to continue this for a long time. So there was a big flip-flop in my mind, that whether or not I should go all in. And I had a lot of doubts, especially about the industry. Right? There were so many different kinds of doubts in my mind. Why do we do things a certain way? Why do we, make calls a certain way? Why not explain everything in the first go? Why so secretive? You know what I'm talking about, right? Why like this? Why like that? And instead of getting an answer to all these questions, instead of sitting down with someone and seeking for an answer, I had been assuming and making stories in my own mind, right? That, without seeking for an answer, I was just sitting and wasting time. Because if I don't know answer to something, I should go to somebody who already has that answer, right? And we have so many people in our business who can help you out, right? In answering whatever questions that you have. But I was wasting time. And I was, maybe because of fear of whether I'll be judged. Okay, because we want to portray an image in association, portray an image to our uplines that we are working. I'm fine. Right? So I was that kind of a person. I wanted to portray an image in the association that I will only ask intellectual questions. I will not ask questions that might sound stupid to others. Okay, and I got stuck 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and I was trying to operate with that doubt. Imagine if I'm carrying a lot of doubts and I'm sitting in a training like this, or I'm sitting in any other VCell, will I be able to give my 100%? No, right? Because I'm stuck somewhere, and that whatever has filled my cup will not allow anything else to go inside. And for months and months and months, and it's a struggle, you know, it's an unnecessary struggle, right? There was so much of resistance in my system, right? That am I doing the right thing? Like one doubt leads to another, that doubt leads to another, that doubt leads to another, and that vicious cycle, right? Some of you, I'm sure you're connecting to what I'm talking, right? And this, you know, wasted my time, big time. Okay. So there was a study in the US. The study was from Harvard Business Review. Okay. And people in US like to do these studies. And some people make it a profession to sign up for these studies, to be one of the case study, you know. So they took 2,000 people, two groups of 2,000 people, right? The first group was given a piano, was given notes, and asked to practice for 30 minutes a day. Okay. And the second group was given notes, but they were not given a piano. They were asked to visualize playing a piano by looking at the notes. Right. And this review went on for 3 months. And after 3 months, group two, what do you think happened to them? So group one had a piano, and what happened with group one according to you? Huh? What happened to group one according to you? Take a wild guess. Huh? They started learning. Okay. They got a bit better in what they did. What else? Till you answer, I'll not speak. So what? Arey, bolo to sahi. What do you think happened? Sorry? Yes, they were practicing. So what do you think came out as a result after 3 months? Okay, confidence that I can play a bit better. Yeah. In 3 months, bro. They were, you know, beginners. They learned something. Okay, and they got a bit better. The skill got brushed. Right. And the second group, which was not given a piano, who were asked to visualize for 30 minutes every day. What do you think happened to them? Huh? Nothing happened to them. They played better. Okay. Sorry. They by hearted the notes. You know what happened? Sorry, creating? Oh, they created something new. Okay. You know what ended up happening was they played equally, if not better, than the people who got the piano. Right. And this philosophy or this concept, you know, your subconscious doesn't understand or doesn't know the difference between reality and imagination. Your conscious knows, but your subconscious doesn't know, right? And while they were visualizing the notes and playing, you know, with the image in their head, and when they were given a piano, they were playing equally, if not better, than the people who had piano, right? Now, this is a very, very powerful concept. So for the longest time, when I was in school, when I was in college, nobody had asked me to visualize the kind of life that I want. You know, that was a very foreign concept to me. The first time I came into this business, they said secret. I watched Secret, and I'll tell you what my true first impression was. I thought this is loads of bull sugar. Seriously, this is what I thought. Right? I was a logical engineer, always wanting, you know, reasoning for everything. And you tell me that you sit at your home and imagine $1 million, $1 million, $1 million, $1 million. $1 million will show up in your bank account or what? No, right? So this was my thinking. But later I got to know, you know, once I emptied my cup and I started applying or, you know, understanding this technique of visualization, right? That it is really, really powerful, right? So everything in this world happens 2 times. The first time it happens in your head, and the second time it happens in reality, correct? And I was loading up my mind with a lot of unnecessary doubts and things about the business. and trying to become successful in the business, what do you think will happen? As I told you before, waste of time. Okay. And I was continuously trying to operate with a doubt instead of having a positive thought process, right? Instead of, doing this business with conviction, instead of, improving my confidence in the business day to day, I was living in my own world of doubts. And this affected my journey to a great extent. And the thing is, the more I put doubt in myself, right, the more it becomes a very big thing in my mind, right? So a lot of people, when they stand on the edge before a bungee jump or a skydive, right, and the moment they went all the way, they paid, how much is skydiving here? 3,000 dirhams? 27. She wrote it in a dream list, I know that. So 2,700 dirhams, right? You paid 2,700 dirhams, you wore the outfit, you went on the plane, you were excited, you waved on at the video, okay? And just before the jump, they give you a go, a green signal. So just before the jump, they do 1, 2, 3 like this. The guy behind you does 1, 2. Now, if you get a doubt there, right? 1, 2, and you're going to, jump. But at 2, if you get a doubt, you will not be able to do it. And you're like, nahi karna hai mujhe, because that doubt grows so big. That small doubt, should I jump or not? It grows so big in your head, and you make an image in your head of what might happen. What if the harness comes out? Yeah. What if the parachute doesn't open? What if the parachute gets stuck? What if there's a hole in the parachute? What if we land in the ocean and not on the landing zone? Right? So many doubts. It creeps up, creeps up, creeps up. All you have to do is just jump, right? So for me, because I didn't have a source to seek from, and I'm not blaming on that, I'm blaming myself. I had source if I wanted to find, right? But because I was thinking, mere paas source bhi, I don't have a source and I don't have anything to seek. So let me sit and think in what I know. So I was thinking, and making my doubt unnecessarily so big, right? Have you ever seen that people who struggle, who say, I can't do info calls, will always get a B- and C response? Yeah. If you have that doubt in you, you will create that result in you, right? People who say, I can't invite people on table, what happens to them? None of them show up. I invite, but people don't come serious, or people don't come at all. They don't show up. I'm expecting, okay, this guy said he'll come yesterday, but today, 2 hours before the plan, I'm sitting and doubting, oh, this guy, I'm sure will give me a reason now. He will say somebody is in hospital, or he'll say, boss has called him up, and so on and so forth. And you are living that moment and making it so real in your head that what ends up happening? The same thing, right? And even when you're making that invitation call, or even when you're making that info call, this doubt is there in your head, right? And this doubt of yours back at the back of your mind somehow translates in your language. Okay, you might feel that, you can hide it, but you can't. Somehow translates in your language, maybe with your posture, maybe with your tonality. And the guy on the other end might not take it seriously. And because you have that doubt, you transfer that doubt. See, you can only give to somebody what you have. If you have confidence, you can give confidence. But if you have doubt, you will pass on doubt. Correct? And for the longest time, I was struggling. Nobody was taking me seriously. Nobody was taking the business seriously. Right? So doubt is a killer. If you have it, there is enough resources in the business where you can clear your doubts. So what helped me? Now I had these doubts, I had these questions in my mind. What helped me make a decision to do this was POA, power of association, right? Because have you ever seen when you sit, let's say in whatever state of mind you're in, if you sit with your upline, don't you feel a different energy? Yeah? You feel a different energy, right? Now they say God is everywhere, right? I agree to that. But when you go, let's say to a church or a mosque or a temple, Don't you feel a different energy? And pray from there, you feel a different energy, right? If you go to, let's say, the pilgrimage places where you go, you pray from there, you feel a different energy. So association is our temple, association is our mosque, right? And association is our, system, our church. So ensure you're in your association. Initially, you would need that. So somebody like, our grand upline VP Kavita, right? Our uplines like VC Amit Bhai, VC Pujadi, right? All these people have spent so much time in the business, they can create that zone for themselves sitting in their living room. But when we start our business, maybe we have not gone to that stage or that level that, we can create that stage of that zone for ourselves. But you can create that zone for yourself in association with your upline. So it's a non-negotiable thing. Now, what is association? Association is a place where you meet for doing business every day in the evening, right? Association is offline times, right? 2, 3, 4 times a week. Association is the system, right? You come to system and you listen, no matter what the speaker speaks, you leave with a good zone, right? Yes or no? How many of you experience this? Every time you come to a system, you leave with a better zone, right? And then the V-cells that you have. Also the books, the 6 books, if you've not forgotten, the 6 books that we've given you, right? When you read those books, you're in a good association, right? So association helps you get out of that doubt, helps you get out of that thought process, and it helps you be in a good zone. So when, first 2 years, how I made my calls was after the system, right after the system, and right after a V-cell. So we used to have V-cells on Wednesday, okay, in the evening, in a place called Villa Parle in Mumbai. And then we had a system. System used to happen in Borivali Kandivali at that point in time. Okay. So after system or after V-cell, I used to go out, take my phone and make my calls. Okay, because I was in a good zone. And let me tell you, the calls used to be very, very effective. Right? Now, it took me some time to create that zone for myself if I'm not in the system, right? If let's say, I started building a city, Hyderabad. And then when I was in Hyderabad, there was no system there. There was no V-cell there. So it took me some time. So I used to go to Mumbai, get the energy, get the learning, come to Hyderabad and apply. And then when I went to Chennai, when I went to Chennai, there was nobody there, at least from my team. Okay. So there was another system. So I used to get it from that source and then apply it. But you need that association for you to be in a great zone. Okay. So if you're not going to, your association is everything. If let's say you hang around with a lot of people who work in an office and they make 20, 15, 18,000 dirhams a month, you will have a mindset of 20, 15, 18,000 dirhams a month. You will not be able to break that and think about earning 150,000 dirhams a week. Okay. That zone and that energy you'll only get with somebody who's doing it already. Right. For the longest time, I said this. My parents, right? A lot of you, if you know my story, I love my parents too much, like most of you, right? So my parents were the most biggest negative association for me. Right? Why? Not because they have a bad intent for me, but because what they wanted for me out of my life and what I wanted for myself out of my life were two different things. So their expectation on how my life needs to be, how my lifestyle needs to be, versus my expectation were two different things. Now, can I fight with them and can I convince them otherwise? Maybe, but my parents I know are hardwired. They are, they're orthodox and they are old school, right? So instead of fighting that thought process, I was like, okay, thank you. I agreed. I agreed with them and did whatever I'm supposed to do. So when I knew that, they are going to now start the conversation, so when the moment came for me to leave my job, I didn't tell them. I just left my job and every day I got out during office hours. Okay. And when I went back home, there was this small thing in me, I have to tell them, I have to tell them. I gathered up the courage 3 months later. And when I told them, there was a Mahabharata in my house. My mom got I could see her, trembling with aggression. What the hell have you done? Because for them, it's a very big thing. Now, though I was making 3 times the money that I make in my job, they didn't care about that. For them, my son has to do a job. Okay? He can't do any other business. Whatever you want to do should be on the side. Okay? And she was, when I was young, people from the East know this. When you're young and when you are a badmash kid, you're a naughty kid, right? You are hit with all equipments and weapons. So I was hit like crazy. My mom used to do a lot of things with me, right? So while I'm saying, I'm thinking about what all happened, right? I'll give you a small example. So in my house, there used to be these plastic hangers where you hang the shirts and everything, right? The hangers were getting broken with 1 or 2 shots. So she bought metal hangers. She legit did this. So there are 2 kinds of metal hangers. One is the thin ones and one is a bit fatter ones. So initially got the thin ones, not, not usable properly, right? And then she got the fat ones. The fat ones were really fat and they're metal, made of steel. So when my mom hits 2, 3, the hanger goes like this. Okay, it bends in all, it looks like an amoeba. So she straightens it out. Okay, and then she keeps everything, right? So I was hit like that, and I could see that when I told my mom I left my job. She's like, "Oh, why did you leave your job? Right? How could you leave your job? Didn't you feel like discussing once with me that you should leave your job?" Right? I said, no. Okay. And then, how I said, sorry, mommy, sorry, mom. And then I left. Okay. She was shocked. Why are you kissing me? You moron, you did a big mistake. And why the hell, are you leaving the room? So we had a very bad conversation that night, but eventually she understood. So my parents, for me, were not a good association for my business and my growth. I understood that. So where do I need to spend more time? At home or at association with an upline? Right? So this was something that I didn't do for the first 2 years. First 2 years, when I was outside my house, my parents were not there. I was spending more time with my colleagues from office. Right? What happens when you speak with your colleagues? Right? What happens? Negative. I'll tell you what happened, right? So there's this KFC in Mumbai. Then I don't know now, but then they had an offer. Every Wednesday, some 60% discount. So every Wednesday used to be our get together in the terrace of our office. We call KFC and we order. So always looking for discounts. We watch a movie on a Monday or a Tuesday afternoon. Why? Because usually on a weekend, the price of the ticket is too high. Now, when you hang around with people who are continuously, coupon clipping and, looking for discounts and all, what happens to your mind? Right? And that was what I was doing. Okay. And whenever they saw me low, right, my friends were the first one to tell me, I told you not to start this thing, right? And I was in a very negative association. It was not helping me. And for me, it took a lot of time to realize. So basically, what I'm trying to say is, if you replace your doubt somehow with faith and confidence, and this faith and confidence will come with you being in great association, a lot of things will start changing. The way you operate in the business, the result from the business will start changing. And, I was telling some of my guys yesterday, mind in the first 2, 3 years of your business is like a pressure cooker. Okay. Not because of all the pressures in it, but because even if you close the pressure cooker, right, it makes sounds. It needs to let the steam off. So continuously it opens. So you need to keep it in check. You need to keep your mindset in check. So it's not a one-time thing. You need to keep ensuring your mind is, in control. Your mind is in control. Your emotions are in control. Your confidence is in place. It's a continuous thing, right? So keep your doubts at check. If you're getting a doubt, clear it immediately. I want to show you a video. So please watch the video, a very, very interesting and important video. Would like to see a video? Yes. Yeah. I would have watched it like a lot of times, right? So it's a 3-minute video, but talks about a very, very basic and important thing, okay?
One, the beliefs you hold in the beginning of a journey defines the journey. Two, you can perform to your beliefs or underperform your beliefs. You will never outperform your beliefs. Why is he doing a business for 50,000 crores? Why is he doing a business for 5,000 crores? Why is he doing a business for 50 crores? Why is he doing a business for 5 crores? Why is he doing a business for 50 lakhs? Why is he satisfied with an income of 50,000 rupees per month? Their belief system. Their belief system. You cannot believe that I have a business model which can give me a turnover of 5 crores and expect to earn 50 crores out of that business model. You'll either perform to 5 crores or you'll underperform to 5 crores, but you'll not perform to 8.5 crores. The power of your belief is such that you can either perform to your beliefs or underperform to your beliefs. You'll never outperform your beliefs, which means if the results of my life has to expand, my beliefs have to expand. Without expanding my belief, I cannot expand my life. When mind opens, life opens. When mind opens, economy opens. When mind opens, the market opens. But only when the mind opens, and the only way you can open up your mind is we need to expand the beliefs with which we look at life. Daridra chinta in beliefs, daridra results will come. Abundance in your belief system, abundance will come. So as we step into 2010, the sort of results that you will produce, the sort of results you'll magnetize into your life, and you are a magnet, and your beliefs are magnet, and it's all the time magnetizing opportunities, resources towards you. You continue to keep believing. See, good people, no, आजकल नहीं मिलता है. It's not possible anymore to get good people to build a... No, you don't get good people. Why? You can't see good people because your belief system is that there are no good people anymore. And yet your competitive organization continues to draw the best of the people, the best of the resources, and continues to keep producing results because some of his belief system is if you can build a good organization, good people love to come and work for you. His belief system is enabling him to produce the results he is producing. So without shift in belief, there is going to be no shift in our life. Which means, rather than examining your life, which is only an effect, examine your beliefs, which are the cause. If you have to change the effect, you have to change the cause.
So the faster we do this, the faster we get into a great zone in our mind, we'll be able to start magnetizing. Of course, we need to team it up with a lot of hard work, right? But the first thing is setting this right, right? So this was the first big mistake that I did, which made me struggle for a bit, okay? The second thing was a very, very interesting thing. Right? I always thought that, you know, I never saw this business as a serious business. Okay, I saw this for a longest period of time, for the first 1.5 years. I saw this as something where by chance I'll make some money on the side. Okay, so my job, which had a potential over a period of 4-5 years to give me a monthly income of around $7,000-8,000, right? That's what a data scientist will earn, right? A $7,000-8,000 a month. I was taking that as my full-time thing. And a business which can pay me around $26,000 a week, over $100,000 a month, I was taking that as a side business. I was not taking this business seriously and I was not giving it the focus that it needs for the longest period of time. Why? When I was new in the business, I was always attracted to people who were very intellectual, who had great educational background. And we had many such people, right? And even in this room, there are people who did good things in their life, in their corporate career, in their education, right? So I met Amit Bhai, VC Amit Soni. Okay. I met him long time ago. And I was so fascinated by his journey because, he was working for Morgan Stanley and he quit his job. He's doing this business well. He went to IIT Mumbai, okay, and then he did his MBA in finance, working in a great role. That was exactly the path that I wanted to take in terms of doing my MBA and getting into a good managerial role, right? So I listened to him. So Amit Bhai said, Raghu, you're listening. So I told him, IIT, you're from IIT. IIT is a very prestigious institution in India. Why you're from IIT? Okay. The reason I love to listen to you is because you're from IIT. You know what he told me? He said, Raghu, there are a lot of people in our business who are MBAs, accountants, CFAs, and so on and so forth. We have doctors as well. But odds are stacked against them for their success. People who are simple in their mind, people who know how to keep things simple, and people who know how to do the simplest of things and not think too much will succeed faster in the business. People who apply too much brain or came up with certain experience, it's hard for them to get this, right? Success, what he explained means success is actually small and simple things done regularly for a long period of time. Okay. It's not about doing the most complex, complicated things. It's about doing small and simple things. And our business is designed that way, right? If you see the 8 basic building blocks, is there any aeronautical engineering in it? Is there any neurology, neuroscience in it, in 8 basic building blocks? No, right? Simple things that you have to do on a regular basis. So instead of doing the simple things, we try and complicate things, right? And I was like, okay, that means, because I considered myself as a bit dumb. I still do in a way, okay? And I'm very happy about it. I'm very proud about it, right? So I was like, okay, maybe, for me, success might come a bit easy. So I got excited, right? So basically, I didn't take this business, too seriously for the longest period of time, right? I didn't give it the attention it requires. First of all, see, if I'm doing something, it matters with what intent I'm starting, yes or no? So let's say I want to play football, okay? Now football, I can play in a gully, in a small street with around 4 people. We draw our own goal post, okay? And we have a dummy goalkeeper, and we can play football like that. Or we can play football in a 5-on-5 futsal thing that we hire in Alkus, right? Or we can play football professionally. We can go to a professional coach who, worked in one of the clubs, right? And then get training from him every day, morning 2 hours, evening 2 hours. It depends on where I want to go in football. So similarly in this business, if you want to make it big, you need to build it professionally, right? You can't always have this beginner's mindset, right? You can't, be casual about things. You can't cut corners, right? You have to build it professionally in everything that you do. Your behavior has to be professional. You have to train as if you mean it. But a lot of people I see, and me myself as well, I didn't take this business seriously for the longest period of time. Okay. And if you don't take something seriously, you will never get the serious results that you're supposed to get. Right. So I was giving excuses sometimes why I was not coming to system. Right? I went to all, but let's say 1 or 2 that I missed. I was giving excuses. Okay. I was giving excuses sometimes why I couldn't fix plans. I was giving excuses why I can't show up. You know why? Because the cross lines that I was working with bought my excuse. Similarly, your upline buys your excuse, right? Sometimes maybe he's a bit distressed, let him stay at home. Your upline buys your excuse. But why don't you do the same thing in your office? So if you have something important at home, you go to office now. You go to office, work, and then take a small leave. But when it comes to our business, right? Why do you take leave so easily? And this is exactly what I was doing. I was giving more importance to my job, which was just taking care of my lifestyle then. And I was not giving too much of importance to the business till the time I took the decision. Okay? Digibai always told me, no off days meaning no off days. You are an entrepreneur building a business which is global. Okay? Global meaning what? If it is night today, here in the location that you are in, it is day somewhere else. So you need to be switched on 24/7. That's what he repeated for the longest time. I didn't understand. Right? But what he meant was an entrepreneur cannot have off days. Okay, an entrepreneur should always give that seriousness and that focus to his business, right? And nothing else in his life. So if you operate as if, okay, you're doing this, a lot of people, do this business so that they can make some money and get the money that they put in to buy the products. Why would you do the business for that reason? If the business can, that means I'm operating out of doubt, right? I have a doubt somewhere whether I'll make it so big or not. So that's why I just want to make, so I put in, let's say 50,000 dirhams. I want to make 100,000 dirhams and then I'll think. I used to think that way. Okay. And this is a crime. You're doing a business which can give you potentially 4 million dirhams a year. And you're operating with a mindset of making 100,000 and then you'll think. What do you think will happen? You will perform up to that belief, right? You will not overperform. Do you think if you put in a 100,000 dirham work ethic, you'll make a million dirham? Cannot. You need to have $1 million work ethic, right? And people don't take this seriously for the longest time. They think they are holier than thou, meaning I'm better than the business. I'm better than my upline. I'm better than the people. Things come to me. Yes, you might have performed really well in your personal life, in your career, but this business is a new ball game, right? And here everybody has to start from zero. So the business will humble you if you don't give it that respect. Are you experiencing that? Anybody here sitting here experiencing that? It humbled everybody, I'm telling you. Right? Unless you empty your cup and learn things from scratch, it will humble you. The moment you say, I know, the moment you say, I've heard this, the moment you say, this I can take care, right? You'll get stuck. So this business requires the seriousness, right? The third thing, okay, which a lot of people don't speak about, but I was a victim of this. I thought I didn't think, I told people this was not, but I really, in my mind, the way I was operating, I thought this was a get rich quick scheme. Okay. Now, how I'll tell you. Okay. For me, I used to think that I need to run my left and my right. Okay. So whenever I saw good uplines in the association, I wish this person was here, this person was here. Right. I can, at the end of the day, it might all be about luck because you never know who you sign up on left and right and they start running, right? So let's say you signed up a rock star on your left and a rock star on your right. Okay. And they started performing brilliant. You don't have to really do whatever is required, has to be done, right? You can go to the system and, relax, chill. You don't have to apply everything that is asked. If you have a rock star on left and right, true or not, in a way, logically, that's what I used to think, that all I need to do is be smart and have few good people on left, have few good people on right and support them. The worst mindset that you can build anything with. My first question to you, why do you think, okay, do you want VP Kavita on left and VP Sharfoon on right? How many of you want that? Tell me. How many of you want that? VP Kavita on left and VP Sharfoon on right. All of us want that, right? Now my question to you, why will a VP Kavita or a VP Sharfoon sign up for you? Who are you? Why should they sign up to take you seriously and sign up? Right? So I got to understand this the hard way. That you know what? If you want good people, meaning people who will be switched on, people who will listen to you, people who will follow the system, people who will be disciplined and dedicated, people who will be committed. If you want people like that, you need to become that person first. Okay? There is no free meals in our business, I'm telling you. Right? Luck will only favor those who got to the stage to grab that luck. Okay? If you feel some people are lucky, no, they are not. You don't know their journey. You don't know what they have had to go through. You know, sometimes I see people comparing, oh, I started the business today. That person also started the business the same day. We did welcome on the same day. We did IIP together. We went to our first event together. But this guy, you know, is growing so fast. And I am stuck where I am. Why? Why do you think? Right? Because he has his own journey. Okay, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Maybe he's doing few things right. I don't know. But maybe you'll have your journey. So I heard this for the longest time in our business. Slow is fast and fast is slow. Right? Slow is fast and fast is slow. So there'll come a moment in your business, you're struggling. There'll come a moment where everything is right for you and you're prepared mentally. And tuck, you pick up from there. Right? There'll come a moment in your business, maybe for some people, you'll grow fast. You'll get full ego in your head with the checks that you made, appreciation that you got. And then you stop doing things that got you till there. And cut, you fall down. Okay, so slow is fast and fast is slow. You never know. And this is not a get rich quick. It's a get rich sure scheme, not a get rich quick. If you do what is required to be done for the longest period of time, sooner or later, the $1 million will come to you. And the $1 million a year will keep coming to you. Right? But when? Depends. Depends on a lot of things. But question is, are you willing to stick it out till the time that happens? Correct? So for the longest time, I was like, this rock star on left, this, no matter how much, because this came from, you know, my earlier days. So I used to watch Cartoon Network. How many of you from the Cartoon Network generation? Okay. So in Cartoon Network, there were continuously these, lottery systems and deals coming in. You apply this and you send to Andheri, Mumbai, okay? And then you might win a PlayStation, you might win this. I applied for everything, never got anything, right? My luck was very bad. So I thought here, maybe I'll get lucky. Maybe a good person will come, doesn't happen. If you do what's required to be done, you'll get a person who can be molded into something and you'll mold him to make him a rock star. Okay, so this business is hard work. And the luck that you get, you earn that luck. Correct? So don't try and get lucky. The more we try and get lucky, we start cutting corners and we start getting casual. Correct? Now the fourth thing that I was stuck with for the first 1 year in the business was I was not getting trained. Okay, I was not training myself enough. Meaning, I was showing up at associations and systems. Okay, but I was not doing the activity that was asked to me. So showing up in a system doesn't mean anything. Okay, you get into a good zone, you dance a bit, you do the chicken thing, and you go, right? But whatever you're learning here, how soon do you put it into application? Meaning you're applying it, that means you have learned, right? So how soon you put it into application is required, right? So, I've heard a speaker speak in a system. He said, whenever I go to my upline gives me a solution. And he always say this, his upline says this to him, don't come back to me unless you have applied this, right? And you got a result, or you have a problem in application, then come back. But don't come back to me with the same problem again and again, right? Most of the times, like for example, this gentleman asked me a question, how to close effectively, right? The answer is always with you, how to close effectively, because your upline has already told you that. Have I applied 100% of what my upline told me, right? Or am I asking too many questions without application? Right? So I asked my upline a question. He told me something. I said, okay. And then I asked his upline. The next time I meet his upline, he told me something. We seek for the same answer or the same question from multiple people. Why do you think? Guess. Okay. So confirming. So you're confirming if all of these people know. Why do you think? Why do you think you ask the same question to multiple people?
Everyone has a different experience, so we want to know that things is better.
But the application or the answer is same to everybody. They might have a different experience. So there are no different answers, right? Why do you think we still ask? Yes, we are not applying. But why are we asking if we don't want to apply? So I'm not applying also, and I'm asking everybody else also. So what am I doing? Not accepting the solution. But you say okay to your applying. Huh? Oh, you're managing perception with your applying. Okay.
Some more secret is there.
Some more secret is there. Huh? You're looking for the secret sauce. Have you watched Kung Fu Panda? There is no secret sauce. Okay. Why is he not doing it and why is he asking is my question.
For his own answer.
He's seeking.
The answers which he wants to listen.
Okay, he's seeking for a convenient answer, which he wants to listen. Okay, you're close. Sorry? Easy idea. So basically, I am a kamchor. You understand a kamchor? Meaning, so for some of my friends here, I don't want to work. I want an easy solution. I don't know if I told this example to you or not. Okay. Give me. So there was a publishing house, publishing house. They launched a book. Okay. And the book's title was this. Okay, the book's title was this. Can you please read it out loud for me? What is it? Please don't mind my handwriting. Yeah. So bring happiness into your life. This was the title of the book. And the book was not selling really well. Okay. People who know the answer, please. People who, others, most of you would not know the answer, I want you to try. They changed or added one letter somewhere. One letter, not a word. And the sales of this book went up 250 times. They only changed one letter in this. I told you, don't answer if you know. You heard this example before, right? Where S? S where? Okay, so where? Here. So they said this, and the book sales went up 250 times. Why? Why? Tell me. Guess. So bring happiness into your life. You have to work now. The book is asking you to work. Now, once you say brings happiness into your life, you don't need to work. Happiness will come to you. No, seriously, this is why the book sales went up 250 times. Because they reduced the work part from your life. So one of the main reasons why we seek for answer for the same question from different people is because we need a convenient work-free solution. Correct? So I have done that, because I thought this was easy, I want to make it easy. No, there's something called work hard and work smart, right? All of us want to work smart, right? What's the difference between work hard and work smart? So basically, you work hard, but you don't have a direction in hard work. But smart work is hard work with the right direction. But there's still hard work in both, right? So there is no work around to hard work, especially in our business. Our business is the most pure and mirror kind of a business, right? The mirror is shown to you immediately. The consequence sometimes is immediate in our business. So there has to be hard work. There is no get rich quick here, right? But we need to get trained, right? We need to continuously get trained. We need to continuously empty our cup. There are 3 stages in our business, they say. Learn to learn to teach, and teach to teach. Almost all of us are in learn to learn, right? Almost all of us are in learn to learn, meaning we need to learn how to learn. And whatever we're learning, we need to immediately apply it, right? If there's no application, for example, all of us attended Welcome, right? Have you done everything that was asked of you from Welcome? Have you done everything? No? The question is, why have we not done everything? Right? So learning means I understand that this is important for me and I have to apply, and I'll apply. That is learning for me. If I don't apply, and if I learn a lot of things, right? I see today's generation doing this a lot, right? We try and read a lot of books. We read a quote on Facebook or Instagram, an average CEO reads 52 books a year, and we start reading 52 books. Okay. Now you're reading so many books, and you have so much of knowledge in different perspectives in your head, and you're not applying, right? In our business, there's a saying, right? Knowledge without application is constipation. You gather so much knowledge and you don't apply. It's constipation, right? So why do we need that knowledge? If there are 8 basic building blocks, and if there are few do's and don'ts and rule 1, 2, 3 in the Welcome, let us apply that first to the best of our ability and see the result. Why do we need, astronomical answers? We don't need that. Okay. And application will lead to experience. Like my friend here was mentioning, application will give you that experience required to build the business. The more you apply, the more better you will get with the skill. But only with application you get better. The difference between a beginner and a pro is that a pro failed more times, right? Somebody told me that once you hit 100 rejections, okay, then you started the business. I'll repeat. Once you see 100 rejections, you started your journey of networking. Once you see 1,000 rejections, then you have become a professional. Correct or not? So I want you to watch another video. Okay, this will take time. So it's not about, it's like a game of cards, right? So how many aces are there in a game of cards, in a pack of cards? 4. Are there 6 or 7? And every pack of cards always has 4, right? Now you're trying to find the aces for you in the business. Okay? Now the cards are turned upside down and they are shuffled. The cards are shown are put upside down and they are shuffled. So every day in the business, let's say you're showing the plan, a 2 came, you keep it aside. Then you took a jack came, you kept it aside. Then you took another card. A queen came, you kept it aside. Then you took another card. A 7 came, you kept it aside. Then you took another card. Ace is not coming. So what do you need to do now? Sit and cry, aces are not coming. What should you do? Draw more cards. Correct or not? Draw more cards. So you do that. Maybe the 10th card is an ace for you. So you take that, keep it aside. Now you want more aces in the business, right? What do? Keep drawing. There are, for some people, till they reach 47th card, there are no aces. But there are aces in your deck. There are aces in this world. Answer is keep drawing and keep getting better after every draw. In our business, meaning get better with application of those skills, right? So I want you to watch this video, okay?
Let me ask you a question, Sven. If I want to play for Bayern Munich, how many hours a day would you recommend I practice football?
Right now, 24 hours, but if you were young, I think like probably 5-6 hours a day.
6 days a week, maybe?
Yeah,
And after 6 months, will I play for Bayern Munich?
highly unlikely.
Hi, thank you. Thanks for your faith in me. But I will be better at football, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because if I'm practicing 6 hours a day, 6 days a week, I will be better at it. So imagine if I practice distraction 8 hours a day, 9 hours a day, 10 hours a day, 7 days a week, because it's not like Sunday I become focused. After 6 months, what will I be good at? Whatever you practice is what you become good at. We practice distraction so much. We become so good at it. In my workshops that I do, my events, I always ask people, who here, put your hand up, is really good at distraction? So many people put their hand up. And then I ask them, how hard do you have to try to be distracted? They say, I don't have to try. It just comes naturally. Because you practice, you become a master. It becomes who you are. Your patterns in your mind are trained that way. Same way, you can learn to focus.
What are we practicing every day? Because whenever we apply, we're practicing, right? We're practicing our business. So what are we practicing every day? Right? Are we practicing the things that are not supposed to be thought of? Or are we continuously going through the grind? So for me, when I took the decision to do this properly, I knew I was slow. You know, things come to me slowly. Things have to be explained to me 2 to 3 times for me to understand. So I'm slower than the average person, but ultimately I get things done. I knew that about myself. So I said, okay, 2012, 2013 is when I started. 2023, I'll give myself 10 years in the business. I'll give myself 10 years in the business, right? Okay. And then I will do whatever is required. Maybe first year is training. Second year is simulation, right? Like Siddhan is doing simulation. Okay. Third year, I start slowly applying. Fourth year, I start applying. Fifth year, I start fully applying. Let's say it took me 5 years. So please don't do this. Okay. Please don't do this. But for the longest time, the first 5 years, okay. You know, I'm young and let me take it slow. 6th year onwards, okay, I'll start like fully applying. Now from 6th year to 10th year, if I do it well, won't I make $1 million a year? Right? Max out is over $1 million. So won't I make $1 million a year? So at 33, so I was 22 and a half when so 23 when I started. So at 33, I make my first million. 34, I'll make another million. Yes or no? Every year, once you hit the potential of max out, every year you max out, right? 34, you make $1 million. 35, you make $1 million. 36, you make $1 million. 37, you make $1 million. 38, you make $1 million. 39, you make $1 million. 40, you make $1 million. 41, you make $1 million. 42, you make $1 million. And that goes on unless I build another tracking center in between. Now, after 10 years of going through the grind, I know what to do, right? What has to be done. So in Singapore, before I left Singapore, I was just in Singapore. Before I left Singapore, I met #1 VP Dave Joel. Okay. So he was talking about a new market opening up for our company. So company has big bets on South America. So they're opening up in Chile, Peru, and Argentina, and they'll open up Brazil eventually. Okay. And it's a very, very virgin market for our business. There's a huge potential and a huge requirement for our business in that region for sure. And the products that we are going to come up is like, you know, something that people will use on a regular basis, right? So if let's say while you're maxing out and you're going around in Dubai, there's so many people in Dubai from South America, right? Who are looking for an opportunity. They are here in Dubai for what? To send back money to their hometown so that, you know, their family can, if you give them an opportunity and then, you know, you start building with them, Maybe you'll max out another tracking center in South America. So that means you'll be making around 2.3 million US every year. So let's say that keeps on adding up, adding up. So I saw this, and I said, it will take time. Okay, so let me play the long game. I don't want to play a short game. So this helped me get out of that mindset that, it's not by chance. I have to dictate my result, right? I have to take control, ownership, and I have to dictate my result. And then maybe if luck comes, I'll thank God. Thank you very much. Maybe good people come, I'll thank God. But मैं सुधर जाऊंगा, I'll become a better person. Okay? So you need to get trained, and being trained is not just sitting and listening, but going out and applying. Okay? Now the next thing, which a lot of people, kind of juggle with, is setting their priorities right. Okay? Setting their priorities right. So we say when you start the business, the first priority is God, right? The second priority is family. The third priority is your job, your current occupation, and the fourth priority is business, right? Now, this is good to start, but let's say if you take it seriously, for me, my first priority was my family and, business. The second priority was, I don't know. My job was not even in my priority. I'm just saying, this is what I did. You don't need to do the same thing, right? I was a bit smart in terms of making my boss on my side. I had a sit-down conversation with my boss. I told him, boss, listen, I will do all the admin work if you ask me, but please don't make me a valuable resource in one of the projects. I won't be able to sit for hours and code like I did before. I have some personal things going on. My boss said, okay. Okay. And that's when I gave that time also to the business. So he asked me to do Excel work. I did without cribbing, right? He asked me to do basic things, set up some things in the system. I did that, but I didn't do coding after that because I was clear in my head that this is what I want to build. Okay. A lot of people, before they get into this zone, they kind of get messed up in their priorities, meaning where do I need to give time? Okay. Should I give more time and spend time with my family time? Now, my belief is that quality time is more important than quantity time. Okay. So twice a week, if I sit with them for an hour or two and give them the attention which is required, that is more than enough. And your family will understand if you're onto a dream, onto a goal, right? If you're really serious about something, your family will understand, like my family understood. I'm sure every family will understand if you really, 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 really want something bad and you're putting in heart and soul, they'll actually support you. But they see you a bit casual. And that's why they try, sometimes they try and poke you about what you're doing in life, right? So my parents, though they poked me a lot, right? What I did is I stayed outside my house. I always lived outside my house, right? I was living in my suitcase. I lived in Mumbai. I lived in Bangalore. I came to my house for laundry. Okay. And I came to my house for different reasons. I didn't come there to live. Right? Why should I come to my comfort zone? I don't want to be in my comfort zone. My house is my comfort zone. My room is my comfort zone. My couch is my comfort zone. So I came to just meet my parents. And when I met them, I remember I always took them out for a nice dinner. Okay. And we had a conversation. I didn't entertain my phone at that point in time. And I gave them that attention. But they saw me that I was serious about what I was doing. So they slowly stopped being a pain. Okay. So people get messed up here ki, I need family time also, right? You need to know the lifestyle of, let's say, an entrepreneur like Elon Musk. Elon Musk travels 6 days a week. He's in 6 different cities. He comes back on Sunday to his house in Texas, and then he spends 3 hours with his kids. And then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, every day is in a new city, visiting his offices, talking to his main people, and building his business. Right? So if you're a serious entrepreneur, you know that this business is your priority. How long will it take? 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, if you build it right. After that, if spending somewhere else is important to you, you go there and spend, no problem. But if you've taken this business and this business has a potential of taking you to $1 million, explore that potential. Go all in. Okay. And then, I remember a guy in my team in Hyderabad. Okay. Suddenly one day, this pressure cooker opened up. Okay. Sometimes you look at a person from a distance and you feel, oh, now I don't want to talk to him. He's not in a good zone. So suddenly out of nowhere, right, he came in front of me and says, Raghu bhai, I want to talk to you. Okay. So I said, okay, let's talk. That's a mistake. Whenever you feel somebody distressed, give them time, go take them to an ice cream shop, feed them some ice cream, talk here ke baate, and once they cool down, then talk. But it was my mistake. I went and said, tell me what happened. Right? You know where he started from? He looked down and he said, see, because of this, he started blaming the business. Because of this business, I started missing my workouts and my stomach has come so out, I can't see the ground. This is what he said. That's what he started with. Okay. He thinks that because of the business and association, he used to be a fitness freak and he can't go to, because, there's no time. Okay. And then he started from there, this, that, and the other. I said, and his main problem was fitness, that he could not continue his fitness journey the way. I said, what time do you wake up? He said 9:30. I said, why don't you wake up at 8 and go to the gym for an hour? Why don't you wake up at 8 and go to the gym for an hour? So he said, maybe I'll be tired. You tell me what is important to you, getting this in or getting your bank account to bloat? Said both. Then sacrifice an hour of sleep. Now, why do you think this question came in his head? Because in his mind, his priority about his goals is not clear yet. Right? So I believe that when few things are not clear in life, you try and do all things right. Average in this, average in this, average in this, average in this, average in this. But if you really want to be a professional and big in one industry, your priority will be there for that. And rest everything will be managed around it. Right? You see professional athletes, people who train for Olympics, people who train for leagues in football, cricketers, any industry. You see a professional. Do you think they are doing 28 things in life? Their focus is on one thing and they give everything to it. But rest of the things get adjusted around it. So if you're a fitness freak, half an hour a day, right? 15 minutes, go for a run. 5 minutes, do some push-ups and squats. 10 minutes, stretch. Yes. But we don't want to take the half an hour. For us, workout is when I go to Gold's Gym or when I go to, what gym do we have? Fitness First. All right. I go there with a membership and I lift weights. Why? Lift weights after you max out. Or if you really want to lift weights so much, sleep 1 hour less and go to the gym. Right? No, I won't be able to sleep. What is important? Is sleep important? Is your body important? Is your business important? All three are important. Then make time for all three. But don't be confused. Don't be confused unnecessarily. Whatever is important, do all of it. Make time for it. No, spending time with my family is important. So make time for it. Right? Time won't be there always. You have to make time for things which are important to you, right? I see the same people who complain about this, wasting 25 minutes scrolling on Instagram. And they say they don't have time. Right? I see the same people, wasting extra time chit-chatting with people in office. You can use that time to take a brisk walk under your office, right? If fitness is important to you. So we want to be conveniently wasting our time everywhere else. And we want to complain that time is not enough. No, that means your priorities are not in place. So my priorities for the first 8-9 months were not in place. One of my priorities was, I was telling my guys yesterday, dance. I was a professional dancer. Okay, I used to teach dance on a Saturday and Sunday. Now, when I started the business, I can't be, teaching dance for 3-4 hours on a Saturday and Sunday. I have to be in association and work. So it was a big decision for me to keep that aside for a while. and then do this business. It was very hard for me to make that call to my employer in the dance company, right? I called him, I said, I'm not coming, bro, from tomorrow. How long? I said, maybe 2 years. And he said, what happened? I'll talk to you later, bye. Right? So it was a big decision for me, but I knew my priority was building this business. Right? So set your priorities right if you're wanting to build this big. Right? And I would say one of the final reasons, okay, why people, kind of struggle in the business is they don't see the big picture. Okay? They don't see the big picture. They are not able to see the vision. I just want to show you a small image, right? So this is me. I started my business in Mumbai. Okay? And I'm building my network here in Mumbai. Okay? Now, one of this person, let's say, knows a contact in USA. And my network is getting built in USA. Okay? One of this person knows somebody in Saudi. And my network is building in Saudi. Okay? One of this person knows somebody in Thailand. And my network is building in Thailand. One of this person knows somebody in Dubai. And my network is building in Dubai. One of this person knows somebody in Uzbekistan. And my network is building in Uzbekistan. One of this person knows somebody in Pakistan. And my network is building in Pakistan. One of this person knows somebody in, let's say, Japan. I love Japan. I love the food. One of this guy is building the network there. Now, this is the potential of our business. You can be Mr. Worldwide or Miss Worldwide if you choose to. Okay? I want a situation where I go to a country and I know a lot of people, right? They'll come to the airport, pick me up, invite me to their house. I don't want to go to countries as tourist. I want to go there with family members that I know, right? I go there, I speak to their team, right? I, take a full day or a 2-day training, and then I go around a bit, right? And then I come back with memories and a bit richer than, the day I landed. So if there is a global business at offer for which you have to pay nothing, right? Try and do this in a traditional method. Try and expand like this in a traditional method, right? It's almost impossible, at least for me, from where I come from, right? Running an e-commerce business in one country itself is a challenge. Try and run it in 20 countries. Now we have the power and the potential to do this without any operational cost. And with every turnover of yours converting into net profit on day one. And the net profit need not be invested back in the business, can be used for anything that you wish to use. You will not get this power anywhere. Okay? So a lot of people miss that big vision, right? They go for the small and small things. For me, I believe our business should have a very strong big vision, emotional dream, you can say, okay, that you are really, really, serious about. But you need to break it down into smaller goals. Maybe a weekly or a monthly or a 15-day goal. You need to break it into smaller goals and always be goal oriented and start achieving one goal after the other. Sometimes you will hit, sometimes you will miss, but your effort should be that every time you're hitting it. Okay, if you miss, no problem. Try and get a reason why you missed. Where did you miss? What happened? Right? But if you hit, good, celebrate for 25 minutes, go back to your next goal. Before you reach your goal, when you're 85% there, you need to have the next goal already that you're excited about. You can't reach your goal and then think, what should be my next goal? Okay, so if you live in this goal-oriented mechanism and if you have a long-term vision, right, the way you operate will start changing. Your priorities will. So this is actually, the first thing. When your vision is in place, your priorities will be set. When your vision is in place, you will not treat it as a get-rich-quick scheme. When your vision is in place, you will do this for the long term. When your vision is in place, your focus will be there. When your vision is in place, we started off with, what was the first point I said we get stuck? Doubt. Your doubt will go out of the window and your confidence will come in place. But only when the vision is there, you will be able to get out of all this. Okay? So we're building something really big, guys. Right? I hope you realize this, right? Let's not take it for granted. And let's start applying everything that we learn immediately. Okay? So take care, guys. I'll see you next Sunday.